How well do you know your neighborhood and places in Singapore? Welcome to this video where I talk about fun facts about every place in Singapore. Without further ado, let's get started. The streets of Ang Mo Kio are designed to be perpendicular to one another. All odd numbers avenues run from south to north in ascending order, while even number avenues run from west to east. However, Ang Mo Kio Avenue 7 does not exist, and the reason remains a mystery till today. There are 8 lighthouses in Singapore, and one of them is located at the top of a 26-story condominium at Bedok. The Bedok Lighthouse, which was Singapore's first automated and unmanned lighthouse, was chosen due to its strategic location with clear sightline to the seas, and it wasn't disruptive to the residents around the area. Bishan used to be home to the largest Chinese cemetery in Singapore, which was established by Hakka and Cantonese immigrants in 1870 until its exhumation for residential development in 1982. Boon Lay is named after Chew Boon Lay, who was an early pioneer in Singapore who owned large rubber plantations in the area in the early 1900s. Chew Boon Lay passed away in 1933 and was buried at Bukit Brown Cemetery. The abandoned granite quarry that is located at Bukit Batok is known as Little Guilin due to its resemblance to the mountains in Guilin in China's Guangxi province. In the 1980s, when HDB was planning the development of Bukit Panjang as a new town, it was almost named Zhenghua New Town, which was a Mandarin translation of the area commonly known by the people as Tsinghua in the Teochew dialect. This was in line with Singapore's Speak Mandarin campaign at the time, where the government was promoting the use of Mandarin over Chinese dialects. However, the name Zhenghua was not well received by the public, and Bukit Panjang was reinstated. Before being known as the prime location of Singapore where the crazy rich live, Bukit Timah was chosen as one of the designated industrial sites in the 1950s to facilitate Singapore's economic development. This plan was initiated by the Colonial Development Corporation under the British, and the organisation still exists today as the Commonwealth Development Corporation. Located at the Central Business District or CBD, the 65-story Tanjong Pagar Centre, opened in 2016, is Singapore's tallest building at 284 meters. Special permission was granted to it to exceed the usual height restriction of Singapore's skyscrapers of 280 meters. Changi used to be a seaside paradise and home to many British soldiers deployed in Singapore and their families before the 1970s due to the congregation of British military barracks in the area and a nearby airbase. Choa Chu Kang caught the attention of the world when it was featured in a renowned US television reality show, The Amazing Race, back in 2002 when it came to Singapore. One of the tasks was to locate a unit in Choa Chu Kang and collect the next clue from none other than Phua Chu Kang. The Civic District houses many national monuments and historical sites, including the oldest surviving building in Singapore, the Art House, or the Old Parliament House, which was built in 1827. The Clementi Mall, which was opened in 2011, is the first development in Singapore that combines public housing, commercial facilities such as a shopping mall, and a bus interchange together in one complex. One of the most popular amusement parks from the 1930s to 1970s was the Happy World or Gay World amusement park located in Geylang, which offered a vibrant nightlife for people of all ages, from entertainment such as movies, sport games, shopping, and cabaret, which many believe have contributed to Geylang being the red light district it is today. Hougang was the first housing estate in Singapore to have a fast food restaurant when McDonald's opened an outlet there in 1984. The outlet remains in its original location today at Hougang Street 21. Jurong Hill features a Garden of Fame where many famous people around the world had planted trees within. Some notable figures who have planted the seeds include Deng Xiaoping in 1978 and Queen Elizabeth in 1972. Hidden within the residential area of Jurong West lies the original arc and main entrance of then Nanyang University, which is the predecessor of now Nanyang Technological University. In 1980, the Nanyang University eventually merged with the Singapore University to form what is known as NUS today. A replica of the arc was built on the site of NTU in 1995. The Kallang Wave, which is often associated with the Old National Stadium located at Kallang during the heydays of Singaporean football, is actually a variation of the Mexican Wave, which originated from the 1986 FIFA World Cup held in Mexico. This action is called the Mexican Wave all around the world except for Singapore. When the extension of the North-South line from Choa Chu Kang to Woodlands was announced back in 1990, Kranji MRT station was not included initially, but the station was included later in 1992 to serve future housing estates in the area and the Singapore Turf Club, which was to be relocated near there. Lim Chu Kang, the western north end of Singapore, has an abandoned neighbourhood known as the New Tiew Estate, which was en bloc in 2002, but the architectures are still surviving to this day as the area has since been transferred to the Singapore Armed Forces for urban combat training. An underground ammunition facility, which is an ammunition depot in Singapore, is built here in Mandai under the former Mandai Quarry. It remains a mystery how deep this underground facility really is. Most people will know that the entire Marina Bay area sits on reclaimed land, but that earth used to reclaim Marina Bay were actually from the hills that used to be located at Tampines, which were cut and levelled to build Tampines New Town. Also built on reclaimed land is Marine Parade, which is the first housing estate to be completely built on reclaimed land, and the earth was actually from the hills located at Bedok and Siglap. Newton Road, where Newton got its name from, has got nothing to do with Isaac Newton.
What's that?
It was originally called the Syed Ali Road, but was renamed in 1914 after Howard Newton, who was an assistant municipal engineer of Singapore. The renaming was done in order to avoid confusion with the Syed Alwi Road located at Bras Basah. You may know the Novena Church, but do you know that Novena is actually named after the Novena Church and not the other way around? The term novena is rooted in the Latin word for 9, and it is associated to Christianity, where there is a form of worship consisting of special prayers and services on 9 consecutive days. Before Orchard Road became one of Singapore's top tourist destinations, many spots around the shopping belt of Orchard Road used to be a cemetery site, such as Ngee City, Hotel Grand Central, and the Dhoby Ghaut MRT. That's all for part 1 of this video. How many of the fun facts of these places did you already know? Feel free to share other fun facts that you might know of in the comments below, and stay tuned to part 2.